Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Juan Coaching, where we believe we not only have the right to control our lives, we deserve to create them. This is episode 18, and I'm still talking about chapter 3 of the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. And the chapter is The Law of the Mirror, and it's all about self image and how it impacts how we operate. And the book is on page 41, the a few steps on how to build self-image. I'm just gonna read them, but I'm really just gonna focus on one, maybe two. The first one's guard your self-talk. Second one's stop comparing yourself to others. The third is move beyond your limiting beliefs. The fourth is add value to others. The fifth is do the right thing, even if it's the hard thing. The sixth is practice a small discipline daily in a specific area of your life. Seven is celebrate small victories. Eight is embrace a positive vision for your life based on what you value. Nine is practice the one word strategy. And 10 is take responsibility for your life. And today I'm just really just talking about comparing ourselves to others simply because that's what we do most. And for the most part, we use that comparison to define ourselves. And we almost identify with it. It's we allow other people's talents, achievements, failures, and behaviors to almost define how we should operate. And it's completely understandable since we technically are programmed to do that. We go to school and we simply believe the idea that success comes from passing these tests and going to college and finding a nice job, whatever that means. And everything seems to be defined for us. And that's technically what happened to me too. That's why I had to go through this process of discovering these 5 steps to develop a life worthy of me. And the reason comparing ourselves to others doesn't really work is it's just logical in the sense that they don't have the same talents we do. They don't have the same background or history. They probably don't see the world the same way we do. So that means that even with all the same experiences, they could have a completely different understanding of how things work, and they will always approach it differently as we would do. If I'm going to compare myself to someone else on a specific area of life, let's just say work, I want to become a musician or whatever. If I compare myself to them, I'm going to assume that their life and upbringing has been exactly the same as mine. And that's most likely not true unless you have a twin and you're comparing yourself to your twin. And even then, he has different talents than yours, and he has a different perspective as yours. And all that is going to change the way things work. Um, so comparing ourselves to other people it's just really the apples to oranges comparisons. And I know logically it all makes sense, but internally it's kind of, we still want to do it for whatever reason. We feel compelled to think that we have to be like somebody else. The proper way to do this is to compare yourself to you and who you want to become or who you feel you should be. This should not be driven by other people. It should come from your own decisions. You might see a specific problem in the world and you decide that you want to fix that you want to address it, that you want to become the person that helps solve that problem. And it's guided by external input, but it's your internal decision to pursue that. And that's really what should count. Whenever you're making decisions about your life, you should be making them based on who you want to become and where you want to be. That's the only way that you take full responsibility and control of where you're trying to go. And it makes it so much easier because you don't have to see other people succeed much faster than you do and see that they have more accomplishments and other things and it releases some of that stress because the comparison is up to you. It's how much have you progressed towards where you want to go and where you want to end. It's much more controllable environment. It's you have a specific end goal in mind, and all you're doing is saying, okay, so today, how far have I come, much closer or farther away from this specific point where I want to go. And it makes it so much easier to focus on that and ignore some of the other external things happening. And it's going to make life less stressful. So that's the whole point of becoming self-aware. And it also helps you actually see value in what you're doing because you can see yourself progressing towards it and you start valuing yourself and having more confidence about it. And it's going to make things just easier. So that's the whole point. Have a good one. That's episode 18. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.